Yeast infections can be very annoying, especially if you are a woman that gets them frequently. The thick discharge, itching, and discomfort can drive you crazy, which is why it's important to have the knowledge on how to prevent and treat it when it happens. In this video, we give you the tips on how to prevent yeast infections along with a few naturopathic treatments as well, so stay tuned. A yeast infection is also known as vulvovaginal candidiasis in women. Vulvovaginal candidiasis is a condition of the vagina that affects women of all ages. 3 out of 4 women have at least 1 to 2 yeast infections at some point in their lifetimes. The most common symptoms of a yeast infection are itching, redness or swelling in and around the vagina, burning with urination or sexual intercourse, and a thick, clumpy, and white discharge that resembles cottage cheese but does not have a foul or fishy odor. Yeast infections are caused by a fungus called Candida, which is normally present in the vagina. However, sometimes this yeast grows more than usual, creating an imbalance. Yeast infections are not transmitted usually through sexual activity. However, it can be spread from the vagina to the mouth through direct contact. So, take caution during sexual activity to avoid this. In general, you can reduce the chance of a yeast infection by following these simple 9 tips. Tip number 1, avoid unnecessary antibiotic use. Tip number 2, wear cotton underwear and breathable clothing. Tip number 3, immediately change out of wet clothes. Tip number 4, avoid hot tubs and very hot baths. Tip number 5, avoid douching and vaginal sprays, creams, and soaps. Tip number 6, use unscented feminine products and change tampons, pads, and panty liners several times a day. Tip number 7, follow a healthy diet low in processed sugar, gluten, and fat. Tip number 8, try to get 8 hours of sleep per night to ensure detox and regulation of hormones. And last but not least, tip number 9, limit your sugar intake. If prevention isn't working and you are more interested in a more natural approach to treating yeast infections, there are several nutritional changes and naturopathic options shown to be effective. For instance, eating more fresh vegetables, lean proteins, cultured yogurts, and flax seeds can help treat yeast infections. Also, avoiding alcohol, sugar, gluten, and refined foods during an active infection can reduce your healing time. There are many herbs and supplements such as oregano, garlic, grapefruit extract, caprylic acid, gentian root, wormwood, Oregon grape, and rosemary that can also help heal as well. Complications are uncommon with yeast infections, but if it goes unresolved, it can lead to greater discomfort, swelling, and redness around the vagina. Remember, yeast infections are caused by an overgrowth of normal fungi, and it can be prevented if you are attentive of your health. Stay active, practice good hygiene, and nourish the body with all of the appropriate foods to make sure your tissues, cells, and organs remain in homeostasis. To find out more about yeast infections, visit our blog at rootedvigor.org for a 3-minute read on all you need to know about preventing and treating those infections. I'm Mary with Rooted Vigor. Have a great day.